So first things first, inside of Schoology, you guys, and I'll share my screen here. Makes it a little clearer for you. So inside of Schoology, you guys are going to see a couple different things. And the first thing that you're going to see is today's kind of presentation. I'm going to go over that kind of in detail today, and then I'm going to give you guys some time to work on some of these factors or some of these things. So first and foremost, go to today's folder, which is October 5th, Topic 10, MIC and Research. So this is where we're actually going to dive into the Michigan Invention Convention stuff. So it starts talking here about the rubric itself, and this is the kind of the plan for this week. The group research and how we work through that, as well as figure out groups today. So planning document is what we're going to do this Wednesday, so I'm going to go over that as well. But it should be pretty straightforward. So on Wednesday, you're going to finish that planning document, and then on Friday, we are going to, or Thursday, we're going to talk about progress check forms. That's how I grade you. Peer evaluation forms, which is a little bit down the road, and then final presentations. And then I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time on brainstorming sketches with annotations, and we'll get to that later. But in a nutshell, what we're working on today are these three things. So Michigan Invention Convention rubric, a little bit of class research, and we're going to develop groups. We're actually going to switch these two around because of first hour, the way it worked out really smooth, and we got through everything really fast. If we flip those. If we don't flip those, it takes forever. So first thing it tells you to do here is go to the today's folder and open up ICMs. You can do this with me, or you can just watch my screen. Doesn't really matter. ICM is basically the Invention Convention in Michigan program, and this is the overview of everything that we're going to be working with and on this year. So if you look at the screen, that gives you kind of an overview. There's 18 pages here, and I refuse. I'm not going to go over all this. But what I will go over is the important stuff that you guys need. We'll dive into this really detailed about what you guys are going to be expected to present, your deliverables, that kind of stuff, a little bit farther down the road. But this is where we want to start. So rubrics and basically how you're going to be graded and judged when you do go to the Michigan Invention Convention virtually. So these are basically the standards, or these are the topics: identifying, understanding, ideating, designing and building, testing and refining, value position, market potential, social value, originality, logbook, which is basically your engineering notebook virtually. So if you guys keep all your research and your documents and your sketches all in one place in like a running Google Doc, you can submit that, which is totally cool. This year, before you had to print it out, it was really pain. Prototype and model, and then pitch video. And those are all totaled to 100 points. So these describe specifically what each one of these are. I'm not going to sit here and go through each one of these goals, and this is what they're trying to make you do within each one of these topic areas. It also gives you an exemplar, version next to it to show you exactly what they want you to achieve and what they want it to make it look like. No better than the the people that won nationals last year. If when the presentation we're going to go over a little bit later down the road actually shows Vidya's whole entire presentation as one of the exemplars, so it's kind of cool that you guys are going to see. I think her sister's in this. Yeah, she is. Sorry, but regardless, you're going to see this is the judging form, and this is what's most important to you guys. So this is the form that the judges have as they go through and look at your videos, and these are going to be pitch videos that you're going to create a little bit down the road, basically going through your whole journey through this whole solving a problem kind of thing. So what you're going to see is identifying and understanding. Basically, this is where you prove that your problem is a problem. You're going to show research about the problem, clarify, and basically make sure that you identify and define and justify that your problem is a problem. Who says it's a problem? Where they're going to be, you're going to be asked a lot of questions regarding basically what we call is like almost like an elevator speech. And the whole goal in this, and what we've done over the last few years to make us really successful, is you start out with a sentence about research, right? So basically 3,000 people in the world every day, every hour, spill their cup. I don't know, right? And then you say the next sentence is going to be basically what the problem is. And so they continuously spill and ruin, furniture, electronics, so forth. And then the third sentence is always going to be the way you're going to solve that problem. So it's research, it's what the problem is, restating the problem in general, and then basically going through and telling the people how you're going to solve that problem, the solution. So I plan on making a weighted base for all cups so that they won't spill anymore, whatever, okay? So that's kind of the gist of those, and right out the gate for those 3 sentences, we get 15 points. It's right out done. Ideating is basically you guys brainstorming, you going through and going in trying to figure out how and what you're going to do for your ideas. So you going through making a decision matrix, making brainstorm sketches, and how you then justify making the decision you made, right? Decision matrices are one way, but what about surveys that you go around and ask multiple people who use cups regularly, or in my cup example, or if you're doing something with a phone or something like that, you're going to ask and get surveys and build data to prove that your idea was justified and why you decided on it. Designing and building is pretty straightforward. Explains the purpose and process for the designing and the build, just clearly showing and walking through what you guys did when you designed it, when you built it, when you had problems, and how you went above and basically fixed those problems, or tried to fix them in most cases. But in general, that's what that means. Testing and refining, that's going to be when we go through inside of Onshape and start doing some of these stress analysis tests, some of these different kind. I'll show you guys a little bit down the road again. There's a bunch of apps that you can use to test your product. And if you have a strong enough working illusion, some of you guys, by looking at the presentations we did, you can literally test those if you want. You don't have to use CAD to do that. And then we start going into a little bit more about worldwide and potential invention, kind of the entrepreneurship of the project. So value proposition explains who would use it, who would buy it, and then basically compares it to other products and why it's better. Okay, so where's the value in your product as opposed to other ones on the market, or to the value, and I should say to the value of the user itself. Market potential is a little different. You're just going to basically prove that research shows that there is a viable market for your product. So, obviously people are already buying like weighted bottoms or like heavier cups to avoid this, right? So you're going to prove that through your research. And those are just real quick points of 5 points apiece. The bigger points start coming towards the end here. So the social value is basically just how does it impact society? Kind of the cycle of what your product's going to do when the people are done using it, for example. Is it recyclable? Do you have a plan for that? That kind of deal. Real short and sweet. Originality it's self-explanatory. And then logbook. So this is where they start getting into the heavy points. Basically, if you document, and this is the way they say it a lot, the journey, okay? So you got to document what you did throughout the whole entire process via a Google Doc, right? Or some kind of portfolio. We used Google Sites last year and the year before, and it worked okay. But for the sake of your sanity, I don't want to make another thing that you got to learn and another thing you got to do. You guys know Google Docs, you know Google, whatever you want to use, and you can embed and create one giant group kind of logbook, and that'll make it a lot easier down the road. So prototype and modeling, it does not need to work. But it does need to have, I would say, and I told first hour, 4 iterations, okay? You should have at least 4 in a quarter, meaning that you should build it once, break it, figure out how to fix it, and do it again. And that's 2. And keep going until you have at least 4. They have to be justifiable. They have to be iterations that are actually worth your time and kind of my time to evaluate, by breaking... I don't know, by changing the color, that's not enough, or by, there has to be a decent amount of change with your iteration. So useful vision, visual representation, we're going to talk about that, and then what that should look like when we get to working illusions. And the final part, this is going to be different time-wise specifically, but all these other things should be the same. So you're going to make a pitch video, and I will show you videos from a couple years ago now that, again, won nationals, and the one I'll show you from last year that won nationals. They're going to be 6 minutes now. You can't edit these videos. You have to be straight on and just give a presentation. What all of these winners do in these national competitions is they have their trifold next to them. They make a bare bones kind of explanation of everything to get it under 6 minutes. And then they explain everything of what they went through their journey. And that's all they want. That's how the judges are actually going to judge you this year, is through this pitch video, which kind of stinks because then they can't ask questions. They can't, you can't reply or rebuttal. So that's a little kind of tricky, but in a nutshell, I say that a lot, I know, but that's where the big part of the grade is going to be, is you guys showing how you went through this process. If you scroll down a little bit, it just goes through different things that you don't really care about. So if we go back to the presentation, it now says to go over the video rules. So if you look at inside of Monday's folder again, you're going to see MIC video rules. And MIC in MIC is always Michigan Invention Convention. I just don't like saying it all the time. So MIC, these are the old rules. The only thing that changes again is this changes basically to 6 minutes long. So they gave you a little extra time to go through there. But again, no editing or production. The video should run continuously. There shouldn't be breaks. There shouldn't be any of that kind of stuff. You are not allowed to edit it. They want a raw version of what you guys are doing and what you're going to say. So you really have to practice. I don't know how many times you guys know Jaden and Sienna. They were like, I think they did it like 15 times in one class period just to try and get it under 6 minutes and to say the way that they wanted to say it. So it's going to take a while, but you guys are going to get it. So film with a smartphone or video camera. You guys have your laptops. You can use any of that kind of stuff. You can even use, now they're allowing Zoom conferencing. So if you did something like this and had a Zoom call and each one of you guys kind of said some things within the Zoom call, that's perfectly fine. That's not editing technically. They're kind of allowing that. Playing what you're going to say, display, and use a prototype. So this is, I'm talking long term. Okay, this is at the end of everything, and I wanted to show you guys this because I wanted you to know what's coming and what you should be doing, and how, if you do it the right way the first time through these steps, that putting this thing together at the end is going to be so easy. If you don't, you drag out and you only do the things that you really want to, like say you work really hard on the CAD but you didn't do any of the research, it's going to take you 10 times longer because you're going to have to do it anyways. So do it right the first time. You don't have to worry about that. The next part, if I look here, it says watch the 2019 MIC video. So this is, again, I'm not making this up. I can't make this up. I didn't produce this video. I didn't do anything, but 90% of the kids are our kids, because we killed it like these last couple of years. I don't know what the secret sauce is, so I just keep doing what we're doing, and it seems to work. So I'm gonna not share my screen here for a second, and then I'm gonna come back and share my screen again so that you guys can hear this sound. Please watch this video, okay? This is gonna tremendously assist you into realizing what the norm is there. And you guys don't have to like cure hunger or like world hunger here, okay? You don't have to solve, the water crisis in Africa right now. Like, think you have a quarter to do this, okay? At the same time, you should not be making a cell phone case, and that's it. Right? So you got to find a balance between time, between knowledge, and between what you think you can achieve within a quarter. Okay? So listen to this, and this is basically from the Michigan Invention Convention from 2019, so a couple years ago.
So in here is our C cell. Water can flow in. There's activated carbon inside, and it actually counts the number of cells on the page.
Goes back and forth, it creates voltage.
I want everyone to feel more safe on the road.
I think we're on our way.
We're actually very close.
We're very close. We're back to that.
We want to change the world.
Today we've got the Michigan Invention Convention here. We're hosting just under 200 young inventors. They're showcasing inventions they've been working on.
Henry Ford was a big proponent of learning by doing, and that's one thing that this program really exemplifies.
The number one skill you need is just to try something new. I think the best way to invent something is not to think of something good, but to just think of anything and make it good.
But I don't think that you need to have a certain skill set, because that's what I thought when I went into this, like, oh, I can't make an app. That's not going to be something I have to do. I have to do something with my hands. But then when you just start looking at it and researching it and you have determination, you can do anything.
Collaboration is super important in engineering, because engineering, it doesn't just involve one thing. It involves like math, science, marketing, to integrate those things together. Maybe you're not an expert in one of those fields, but to be able to find the people who are experts in those fields and talk to them and collaborate with them, that's probably the biggest.
You're not just learning about something by reading in a textbook or talking to somebody about it, but you're actually making something, physically making something.
Being patient, always testing your invention, and don't take shortcuts. Really makes you use your brain and really think about new ideas and different creations that you can make.
When you're trying to invent something new, there's no one else who can tell you how to do it, so you have to figure it out yourself. And I guess I've just really learned that trial and error is the best way to do that.
Take your time, go step by step, use all your resources that are given to you.
We have 26 million artifacts that are all about human resourcefulness, ingenuity, and innovation.
Around us, we can see all these amazing inventions that really shape what we know as the world today. So being here and being just a part of like the history and kind of seeing like what we're able to do and what we've done to kind of hopefully progress that just a little bit, that's really special.
After the invention convention, I feel like I've actually, started researching more about problems and stuff, and actually started to have that thing where I'm helping people more.
I'm ready. Nice job. If we do our job well, some of these young people, their inventions could be highlighted here as part of our history of American innovation.
No big deal, just national champs. All right, so basically, after that and what you guys see, hopefully that makes you a little understand, like, you're going to be doing through K through 12, so you're not competing against, obviously, kindergartners, but you're in the bracket of 12th grade, so you're just competing against, I'd say, about 50, 60 other 12th graders at the time, and then they're all going to be evaluated and go from there. So this is how it's kind of working, and this is the goal for the rest of the year, is you guys to get through this program. Project Lead the Way is now backed this thing, so they have stake in this. So this is going to be a standard thing. Before, we used to just do this on our own, and now we've kind of just taken it to a whole nother level. So the next thing is the class research. We're going to skip this, actually, kinda. What I want you guys to do is, there's a link in here, and please go into today's folder, and you're going to see topic 10, MIC, and research. And once you guys go into that folder, I'm going to close all this other stuff, sorry. Once you go into that folder, you're going to see EDD Research Form Block 5, okay? Once you go into there, what I want you to do, and it looks like this, what I want you to do, and I put an example, put your name, put the topic that you guys choose, or just a general topic that you're interested in, that you're thinking about doing an EDD project for, and then it is small, very small description on what problem you're trying to solve. Not your solution, just the problem you're trying to solve. And I'm totally okay with this, guys, if you do not know what problem you want to solve yet, okay, you're still lost, you got to have at least a topic for me, okay? Something that you're interested in. If that's the case, and if that's you, and you don't know what problem you want to solve yet, all you have to do is put in topic and then put IDK and just literally copy and paste my IDK here, okay? We're going to have a list of everybody's names. We're going to have a list of all these topics. And when we get to an IDK, you're going to, or the people that obviously in the class are going to research those IDKs, problems within that topic, okay, to help you hopefully come up with a problem that might be interested to you. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. So again, you're going to have one of two options here. You don't have to put both, obviously, but you're going to go ahead and put your name. And you're going to put, obviously the topic that you want to try and be involved in with this EDD, and then a description, a small description of what problem you want to solve. The research links, and I will show you guys topic 1 here. This is what First Hour did. Okay, it looks really cool. So they put all their topics on here. They put their names and then their descriptions. You can see how many IDKs there are. People do not know what they want to do, what problem they want to solve, and that's okay. But at least they had some kind of topic. Okay. I also, and you can see from this link alone, or from these topics alone, people were able to figure out all their groups. Okay, the groups are done. We're all set. Everybody has their groups in first hour, and what I want you guys to do now is, after we're done with these topics and all that kind of stuff, we'll go on to move on to the next step. So right now, go into this form. Again, it's in Schoology. Go to topic 10. In topic 10 on slide 9, you'll see research form block 5, and that's you guys. Go ahead and go into block 5. Yours should look like this, and fill in your topic, your description. Don't worry about the research link yet. Okay, just put in your name, your topic, and your description. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that. Go ahead.